A suit.
Yeah, well, now I am a hardcore full-time Vikings fan because of what the Dolphins are doing to my life. So
The Dolphins aren't doing so hot, Ben.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
But we got the Vikings to look forward to this
can't wait.
Sunday.
Come to this side. Come to this side. Yeah, absolutely. By the way, you can watch that game, that Vikings game, here on KARE 11 with the pregame starting at 7:30 local time, 7:30 a.m. that is. Let's take a look at temperatures right now because it is quite chilly, especially areas just outside the Twin Cities metro. You can see Crystal right now at 36, South St. Paul at 41. Some areas up north, however, below freezing. Cambridge, Princeton. You guys are below the freezing mark this morning. We have frost and freeze headlines across the northern half of the state, and temperatures might drop another degree or two before we warm up for the day. Overall, after a chilly start, it is going to be a very pleasant Friday. Lots of sunshine, temperatures peaking at 70 degrees today. Then a cold front moves through later Saturday, warmer tomorrow before another cool down heading into Sunday. We'll have your full forecast details coming up, but first let's toss it over to Cece.
Hey, good morning. For the most part, it's been a really quiet Friday drive. Only saw one crash so far in Fridley on 694, but that cleared during our 5 a.m. hour as you see things moving great and on that side of town now. And things have been okay since. My focus for this hour is going to be Twin Cities Marathon Road detours and some road closures across other parts of the metro this weekend too. Have a safe drive in. Jason.
Cece, thank you very much. Turning here to our top story here at 5 a.m. In about 12 hours, the St. Paul Art Crawl will get underway with a renewed purpose.
And they're honoring one of their own. Carrie Kwok was killed in a random act of violence last week. Our Audrey Russo is live in Lowertown ahead of an emotional weekend. Good morning, Audrey.
Yeah, good morning, Alicia and Jason. Certainly a tough situation out here this morning. Carrie Kwok was planning to be here. She was planning on participating in the art crawl. In fact, it was just last week she was finishing up a mural on the pavement in this alleyway behind me when she was shot and killed in what police have described as a random act of violence. Now, her passion for the arts is going to be front and center at the Art Crawl event, which starts at 6 o'clock tonight. It's a 3-day event that they are now dedicating to her memory. Kwok was 66 years old. In addition to her painting, she was also known for her jewelry making skills and her clothing. She had only been living at the Lowertown Lofts Artist Cooperatives for about 8 months when she was killed. And her loss is not only going to be felt by the Lowertown community, but by all of the 300 artists who are planning on displaying their work at the event this weekend. And some of those other artists have described Kwok as a light, and they say that in her short time living here at the Lofts, that she was pretty much open and welcoming to everybody that she saw. Back to you.
Audrey, thank you. Now, the mayor and police chief say Kwok's shooting was one of the most cold-blooded things they've ever seen. The man police say killed her was shot and killed by police in Belle Plaine. The Minnesota BCA says officers Aaron Bolin and Lance Christensen are on paid leave, which is standard procedure.
New overnight, we have calls into Minneapolis police about this investigation near Loring Park. This was the scene about 8 hours ago. We know the forensics team was going inside apartments there on West 15th Street. As soon as we learn more, we'll update you right away.
We have new video this morning showing the moments a 12-year-old girl was swiped by a car in Brooklyn Park 48 hours ago. Take a look at your screen. You can see her start to cross the street near 63rd and Boone when a car comes through the intersection and hits her. She's knocked to the ground, but as you can see, she quickly gets back to her feet and goes to the sidewalk. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay, but right now police are still looking for the driver. They say the car is a white Hyundai with a missing passenger mirror.
Within the next few hours, the Minnesota National Guard will be on the ground in North Carolina to assist with Hurricane Helene recovery. It's now been a week since Helene made landfall as a Category 4 storm, causing catastrophic flooding and widespread destruction. At least 215 people are reported dead across 6 states, and that number is expected to rise. More than half of those deaths were in North Carolina, where rescue missions are ongoing this morning.
The front door, the water pushed it in and it pushed in the back door, and within 30 seconds it went from the ground to neck level.
We've had conversations with people who haven't seen their loved ones in a week, and it's completely heartbreaking.
Minnesota is sending 11 soldiers and 2 helicopters to transport people and supplies. The plan right now is to have the unit in North Carolina for a week, but that mission could be extended if they are still needed there.
This morning, tens of thousands of runners are heading to the metro for the return of the Medtronic Twin Cities Marathon. And this morning, we are tracking all the road closures and race details you need to know. So let's start out with Michelle, who is live on the course. Hey, Michelle.
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm actually just near the finish line, the Capitol building here behind me, that marking the finish. You can see on John Ireland Boulevard already these roads are closed here, getting ready for this weekend. As we know, this weekend marks the return of this event because last year, remember, there was last-minute cancellations due to that unseasonable, record-breaking heat. Luckily, Ben says weather-wise we are okay. In fact, it's quite chilly out here this morning. We'll take a look at your screen. We do know that as we wait for those exact numbers, organizers told us in the spring they're expecting more than 28,000 runners across all events this weekend, the highlight of which is, of course, the most beautiful urban marathon in America. Come Sunday, marathoners will start in downtown Minneapolis, wind through the chain of lakes, and finish here at the state capitol, once again, where we are right now. And at this time, we know that Sunday's marathon and the other main events, their registration is already been closed. But as of earlier this week, organizers did tell us that when it comes to those smaller events, like the family fun events, that is still available. So come out tomorrow with your families. And there are certainly a lot more cool opportunities, cool events that I have to tell you about. So I'll tell you about those coming up in the next 30 minutes. Cece, I'll send things back over to you.
Hey, yeah, lots of road closures because of this. And let me tell you how to avoid the closures altogether. I think the best way is to take 94 and 35W. Of course, you'll have to get to those freeways. The best north-south route is going to be Hiawatha Avenue in Minneapolis and then Grand Avenue, 8 Mill Road in St. Paul. If you're doing a good east-west route, you can use the Lake Street Marshall Avenue Bridge and then the Ford Parkway Bridge at 46th Street. Alicia.
Thank you, Cece. And hey, if you can't make it out to the race, you can watch your loved ones in our More Than a Marathon Live. Streaming starts at 6:30 Sunday morning across all of our KARE 11 digital platforms.
A lot going on this weekend. Let's turn to the WNBA playoffs now. The Lynx are in Connecticut right now, just hours away from Game 3 of the semifinals against the Sun.